So, for today's explainer, we're doing something a little different. We're not diving into a research paper or a bunch of data. Nope. Our source today is a song. But it's a song that asks one of the biggest, most important questions there is. If not for love, what are we even doing here? Right out of the gate, the song just drops us into the scene. And it's a scene that's probably all too familiar, right? It's not trying to preach or point fingers. It's just holding up a mirror to a hard truth we see almost every day, and let's be honest, often choose to look away from. And that one image, that one moment, it opens up the first big theme of the song. We're not talking about the temperature outside. We're talking about an internal climate, an emotional coldness, a kind of creeping apathy that's taken root. And the lyrics don't mince words about it, and it's colder than ever. This suggests it's not just some baseline state of being. It's a condition that's getting worse. It's this growing numbness that lets us just walk on by without even a second thought. So what is this cold of the heart? Well, the song tells us it's not just about feeling nothing, it's actually an active, kind of destructive force. It's the very stuff we use to build these stone walls between each other, the things that leave us all feeling so isolated. And this is where it gets bigger, right? It's not just about one person's cold heart. The song zooms out to show us how all that individual apathy, well, it adds up. It builds into a much bigger problem, the deep divisions we see all over society. So how do these walls get built? The song points to something we see everywhere, every single day. This constant fighting, this obsession with being right or wrong, with us versus them. It's like we're in this state of permanent argument, and it just drains all our energy. Then, the song gives us these two really simple but incredibly powerful symbols. On their own, they represent things like faith, heritage, identity. But when you put them side by side, in this context, they suddenly become symbols of the very lines we draw in the sand to separate ourselves. And here's the absolute tragedy of it all. These very markers of who we are, things that should give us meaning, they get twisted. They're used not just to show who we are, but to actually blind us, to keep us from seeing a much deeper truth, that we're all fundamentally connected. Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, this coldness, these walls. And right here, the song makes a really important shift. It stops just describing the problem and starts asking this single, powerful question over and over again. What are we here for? Just let that sink in for a second. It's not a rhetorical question. It's a real, direct challenge aimed right at you, right at me. If it's not to build walls and fight, then what is the point? But the cool thing is, the song doesn't just leave us hanging with this huge question. It starts to give us the pieces of an answer. And it suggests our purpose isn't some big, complicated, abstract thing. It's actually really practical. It's about love. It's about being there for each other. It's about having the grit to get through the hard times together and come out stronger on the other side. And then, bam, there it is again. What are we here for? That repetition is so important. It's not just a catchy chorus. It's designed to echo in your head, to force you to keep confronting the question. It's the anchor for this whole idea. All right, so let's put all the pieces together. If the problem is this cold of the heart, and the result is these walls that keep us apart, then the answer has to be whatever force can melt that cold and tear down those walls. So in this context, love is way more than just a feeling. It's our entire reason for being here. It's the active ingredient, the thing that actually forges connections and gives our lives real meaning. It's the answer. You know that feeling of, am I doing enough? Am I enough? It's a question I think we all ask ourselves. The song taps right into that deep insecurity. And the answer it gives is that we don't find that feeling of enoughness by ourselves in isolation. We find it when we connect with and care for each other. And that brings us to the end, but it doesn't just fade out. It leaves us with this final, incredibly urgent plea. We've got the problem, the question, and the answer. But now, we get a challenge. The question is all about timing. It's asking, what are we waiting for? Do we really have to wait until everything is completely on fire, until we're at the absolute point of no return, before we finally start doing the one thing that actually matters? This is a direct call to action. The message is crystal clear. The time to start tearing down the walls and melting that cold in our hearts is right now, not later, when disaster forces our hand. So we end up right back where we started, with that one simple question. After exploring the cold, the walls, and the incredible potential of love, the song basically hands the microphone back to us. It's not just a lyric anymore. It's a personal question, for me and for you. What are you here for?